You're a courageous politician, but more important, a loving mother. Thanks very much for coming in. We hope you'll come back here in the Situation Room.
I would love to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman. Appreciate it very, very much.
That was awesome.
Holy hell. That's not AI. I did not make that with AI.
I hadn't seen that, Dave. I can't believe you're showing me this. I had not seen that. Can you give me, do you have any context for that? Why Wolf said that to Marjorie Taylor Greene?
That, my friends, is Wolf Blitzer in the Situation Room, collaring Marjorie Taylor Greene, a courageous politician and loving mother. Welcome to the Insanity podcast today. Dave and Alison with you. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, tell your friends that actually happened. Suddenly, Alison, Marjorie Taylor Greene has started standing up for what's right and wrong and against President Trump. And I think the media bought in a little bit too much. What do you think?
Here again, Dave, I need more context. I can't just see that cold. I don't know what you're trying to do to me. I need to know, were they talking about her long history of philanthropy on children's issues? I need to know what prompted that from Wolf, but I don't think we're going to find that out. Basically, here's what I think we need to talk about. Marjorie Taylor Greene is interesting. She's interesting. And I do think, I don't want to heap praise on her because she has such a track record for at least 5 years of saying the most despicable, vile things in the world and always being on the wrong side of the issue of everything. So, but I guess that her unpredictability is now paying off because she's one of the only Republicans standing up to some of the madness in the Trump administration.
She is suddenly a voice of reason. She is suddenly the voice of sanity in the GOP. I'm just suggesting Wolf Blitzer went a bit far there. Wolf, how about we give you a little bit of a history lesson? She is also the first openly supportive QAnon supporter to get elected to Congress that said Jewish space lasers caused the 2018 campfire. She also said this about January 6th not going far enough.
Actually, if I had it my way, we would have been successful in our objection on January 6th, and he wouldn't even be president.
Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks the protesters should have been armed with guns that day, and they should have succeeded in their protest. Let's pump the brakes just a bit, Alison, before we get to her standing up to Trump on her being a courageous politician and a caring mother because her son's insurance premiums are going up. What the fuck is Wolf Blitzer talking about?
I don't know. I mean, Wolf is a wonderful guy. He's a super mensch. I
agree.
We love Wolf. Wolf is very lovable. So I have no idea what that was. I don't know what she said right in that moment before that prompted what Wolf said. However, what I do know is that Marjorie Taylor Greene has said hateful, vile things for years. So just because now, and by the way, she's late to the game of realizing that insurance premiums are going up. So she is quite concerned now, today, that Republicans have not dealt with the fact that insurance premiums are going to rise under Trump's budget bill and if the Affordable Care Act goes away. So today she's concerned about it. Well, people have been sounding that alarm for a long time. She also is very concerned about some of the things that ICE is doing and the ICE tactics, and that some kids are being ripped away from their parents again. And some kids are being held in zip ties like prisoners. Some even U.S. born kids have been plucked off the streets and taken places where their parents don't know where they are because their parents were not necessarily here legally. So, but here again, the Trump administration has been doing that for a long time. And she's just woken up with smelling salts to realize that these offenses are happening.
On the immigration part, that may be the one aspect I don't give her a ton of credit here because she is strictly speaking out against the construction workers who are being deported because she owns a construction company and now it's hard to find labor. So she's not actually speaking up for the mom that I saw ripped out of the carpool drop-off lane at school. That would be nice if she stood up for them. I will, however, give her a lot of credit. And this, I think, opposition to Trump started with the Epstein files. And that is where she really has been super consistent. A lot of this other stuff is wacky, but she has been super duper consistent on the Epstein files that we need transparency. And she is constantly standing up for the victims and said the victims have told her who abused them and that she would read that list in Congress. And dear God, I hope she's right. But here's what she said about the Epstein files that has those on the right, Trump supporters, furious.
Everyone that voted for Trump Vance, everyone was like, release the Epstein files.
Right.
This is not even an argument. It's not even debatable. It's not being a traitor to the president to sign my name on a Thomas Massie discharge petition to release the Epstein files. No. I am staying true to what we've always said. There needs to be transparency.
She is a real thorn in Republican side in a lot of ways. Maybe Wolf Blitzer's right, because it is courageous to be a Republican who wants to release the Epstein files. And she has said that the reason that they're not swearing in that Democrat from Arizona is so they don't have to release the Epstein files. So on this issue, I got to admit, that is profiles and courage.
Well, I agree with that. And I think that it is courageous anytime you break with the Trump administration, because there is definitely vindictiveness that comes at you. So whether or not it's the Epstein files, whether or not it's ICE, whether or not it's insurance premiums, it is bold at this point because they're in such lockstep and they're so sycophantic with Donald Trump that anytime you hear a Republican speaking out in contradiction to what Trump is doing, it's interesting. And I guess you could say courageous, sure. But the problem with Marjorie Taylor Greene is that, a broken clock is right twice a day. And so the fact that she's come around lately to these things that are just practical speaking. Oh, she's just realized that immigrants, often who are not necessarily have complete legal status, power the U.S. economy and serve in all sorts of jobs, and they pay into the system and can't use can't reap the benefits of the system like that. We've been talking about that for 15 years, at least, about immigration reform on that front. So anyway, I don't want to give her too much credit, but yes, Dave, in that way, because she breaks with Trump from time to time, I guess we can call her courageous.
You know what? I think I'm coming around on Wolf here. Because it's not just one or two or three issues. I'm talking myself into him being right, which doesn't make any sense. She is batshit crazy. She's one of the craziest members of Congress, and that's saying a lot with this Congress. She is definitely the most complicated and probably the most interesting member of Congress where we sit in 2025 because of these massive contradictions.
But I mean, yes, she's acting right now courageously by standing up to Trump. But how do we know she's a loving parent? That's the part that I find to be amazing that Wolf is praising her for. What do we need to know about her parenting style? I don't feel like I know much about it.
She had talked about premiums, and I didn't save that clip because this clip means even more that she did it. I don't even know what network this is, because it doesn't look familiar to me. It's some network that is clearly far to the right. And maybe I think it's our old friend, Eric Bolling.
I think is a major failure from the Republican Party, and I'm not going to stand there and just keep talking the talking points when my own adult children can hardly afford health insurance premiums, when everyone in my district, it's the number one issue that I hear about day in and day out, not just people on the ACA, but people that have private insurance as well. And I think it's something that we have to talk about. And I don't see why the government needs to be shut down. I really don't. I believe that if Republicans learn to govern and wield power, they can use the nuclear option in the Senate. They can open up the government. We can get back to work for the American people, and Republicans can solve this problem that is a very big problem that we can't ignore.
Alison, how does that woman, very sensible evaluation of our premiums and the result of the big ugly bill or big beautiful bill, how does that woman blame the 2018 campfire on Jewish space lasers?
All I can assume is that she's had her medication adjusted. I don't know why now she seems to be more rational speaking there. I have a couple things to say. First, was the tip that was Eric Bowling's show, the banner, they said bowling exclamation point.
No,
His
it was the
graphic is
network.
Bowling exclamation point.
It
Is
was
that
the
what
network I'm not aware of.
What?
It's the network I'm unaware of. Are you? You're still not.
It's either Newsmax or something like that.
Exactly. Now you can see what I was saying there.
I
I
do
don't
see what
know.
you're saying,
Some
but
network that is.
I do like. I want a show, Camerata exclamation point. Okay,
Yes.
that's. Then I will know I have made it. However, I want to recap.
Good to see he's landed on his feet, though.
I want to see. Okay, I want
Ish.
to recap a couple of Marjorie Taylor Greene best ofs. Okay?
Oh, please.
She came to visit. She allegedly came to see Donald Trump in New York. This was a few years ago. She said she described New York City as repulsive and that, quote, the streets are covered with people basically dying on drugs. Now, that is so insane. That's like a caricature. She often speaks in cartoonish visuals because I think that she's easily duped. I do think she's someone who is not a critical thinker. Hence the QAnon rabbit holes that she falls down. So it's impossible to come to New York and think that. I don't know. It's just impossible. New York is a vibrant city with, you're more likely to see a supermodel walking down the street than someone basically dying on the street of drugs, which is what she just said. Then she, as you know, she says wildly anti-Muslim things. She says wildly anti-Semitic things. She has fallen for all sorts of QAnon things. I remember the day in 2014, I think, when she was chasing, no, it had to be after Parkland. 2019, she was basically chasing David Hogg around Capitol Hill. He was an underage high school student. He was a Parkland school shooting survivor. He had gone to Capitol Hill as a high school student to lobby for gun safety. She was chasing him around, heckling him, and threatening him. Okay, that doesn't seem like a caring mother to me. Okay, for a minor student. And she also, you'll remember, was penalized. I believe lost some committee assignments because she threatened violence online against Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. So, now the fact that she's rational, I want to believe that something has shifted and something's clicked, but it's hard for me to trust that this is sustainable.
There's some really cool song lyrics here. If you could, you're the rocker. Like, the Steve Miller Band, like I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker, like I'm a QAnon conspiracy theorist, I'm a caring mother, I'm Jewish space lasers, I'm a,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm a courageous politician.
The title of that song is "I'm Batshit." So
I feel like she deserves a special Sanity Award right now. Like in this fucked up year and world, she is suddenly the voice of sanity. And at the end of the day, our show is built on a concept that's about to come out of her mouth.
Let's take off our Democrat jerseys. Let's take off our Republican jerseys, and we should do something responsible for the American people and fix this.
Literally, that's why we made this show. I don't know what to do with this.
Well, Dave, I love where you're going with this. We need a weekly Sanity Award. She is the most sane person on Capitol Hill this week.
She is.
I agree. We need to give Marjorie Taylor Greene a sanest person of the week award. That's what we're going to do.
Don't you have your applause button somewhere?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Because, we need the applause button for Marjorie freaking Taylor Greene. She's searching for it.
Hold on. I have it. Can you hear it?
I hear a gurgle. All right, well, we'll have to put that in post-production.
No, I'm serious. Could you hear that? Because I can hear it.
I heard kind of a gurgle, but certainly nothing.
Okay, I'm so that. Okay, hold on. It's so
we need an award that we give every week to the most sane person in this country, and I cannot believe she would ever win that award. Oh, you have a prize for her?
Well, I do.
I believe you are going to find a
Okay,
trophy
I have one.
from
First
Marjorie
of all,
Taylor Greene.
I don't know. I don't know, Dave, if you remember when I won the hot dog eating award at Fox and Friends. I won the hot dog eating contest once. And that was an actual phallic hot dog that I was given as an award, and that was in my office. I don't know where that's gone, sadly. I wish I had a phallic hot dog award. This is, I think, appropriate for her, and Wolf can award it to her from Sanity. It's the Mom's Choice Awards. This is something that I won from the Mom's Choice Awards. This was in 2009, but I'm going to bequeath it to her.
Oh my God. We are going to start handing this out every week, this award. We might have to come up with an actual trophy. I think you have some trophies on that, but this might work. We could just hand it out, in spirit. There is one last contradiction or issue here that the world should pay a little bit of attention to. When she was elected to Congress in 2020, she was worth an estimated $750,000. Not bad. She is worth north of $24 million today.
How'd that happen?
Fair question. A lot of people are starting to ask that question. Now, that is some astronomical wealth building in 5 years. For Jeff Bezos, that would be impossible.
It's also impossible on a lawmaker's salary. So seriously, where is that money from? That's just brilliant investing. I mean, truly, has she explained that?
Well, she does now own said construction company that I believe was her father's, but that goes nowhere to explain. The accusations are not from me. I haven't dug through her financials. The accusations are it has been a lot of insider trading, which I cannot confirm. Alison cannot confirm. Unsubstantiated rumors that I've seen spread all over the internet and social media. So she is clearly the most confounding member of Congress. Is that where we leave it?
Well, yes. I mean, but are you thinking of retracting her sanest award of the week?
No.
No. She gets it.
She gets it.
Yeah, she gets it. Even if
literally, we went through insurance premiums, Epstein files. Immigration.
ICE tactics, yep.
Like, she was actually criticizing Trump's crypto donors on another podcast, how it's been all billionaires who have been taking advantage. She actually criticized him on tariffs as well. Almost across the board.
I think she's somebody who believes in, she believes in a lot of QAnon and other conspiracy theories. I wonder if she actually has been body snatched, or if her body's been swapped out with an alien of some kind. That's the only thing that makes sense. I think that's what I'm going with, because that's the only thing that is logical at this point.
You may have something here.
Ponder that.
Okay, well, she wins the Sanity Award, the first ever weekly Sanity Award that will start today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell your friends, and tell Marjorie Taylor Greene she is suddenly sane.
And a great mom.
And a courageous politician.